Kia ora, good evening. A monster fire is still burning out of control at the International Convention Centre being built at Auckland's SkyCity.
One person has been seriously injured and the CBD brought to a standstill with roads and motorway exits closed and nearby buildings evacuated. Alice Wilkins is at the scene. Alice, the fire's been burning since 1 this afternoon. Are firefighters any closer to getting it under control?
Well, firefighters are heading into their 5th hour of battling this blaze, and there are still huge, thick, black clouds of smoke billowing out from the top of the building, and you can see the water gushing out from the sides from where they are attacking from above and pouring that water into the fire. The roads around here are still closed off, and the SkyCity complex has been completely evacuated, so that's hundreds of people that won't be able to return to their hotel rooms tonight. We don't know how long this thing will take to put out, but Fire and Emergency New Zealand won't be pulling back until they're confident they have it under control. Monster flames erupting from the roof of the International Convention Centre. Firefighters working to attack the huge blaze that's left a massive hole in the roof of the building and burned through another floor. From the ground, clouds of thick black smoke spilled out across Auckland's skyline, the haze filtering through the city and turning the sky grey.
It is a very, very difficult fire to extinguish.
The fire started just after 1 o'clock this afternoon on level 7 of the building. It travelled down through the 6th floor.
It's a large fire involving gas cylinders. It started around the roof, around the pelmet and guttering area. There is bitumen and insulation on fire.
23 fire crews from across Auckland raced to the central city to help attack the blaze, and one ladder fire truck was brought up from Hamilton.
All our firefighters are utilised in internal fire attack.
There's a real thick black smoke spilling out. It's wafting into the air down here through Hobson Street. Police staff are now wearing face masks themselves and asking the public to move back as far as they can because they don't know what's in that smoke. Fletcher Construction says all of its employees and contractors were safely evacuated with no injuries, but one person was taken to hospital in a serious condition. Hundreds of Central City workers rushed outside to look up at the sky. Many filmed videos and took photos, posting them on social media in disbelief at the sheer size of the plumes of smoke coming from the unfinished building. Union representatives say more than 100 construction workers would have been on the site today, and they're worried about the fire bringing construction to a halt.
A disaster this size means that hundreds of people could lose their jobs.
The chaos today meant disruption for tourists in Auckland too. With hotels cut off in the surrounding streets, some weren't able to make their international flights. The fire is so challenging, firefighters still don't know how long it will take to put out. And until that happens, they can't tell just how much damage it's done.
OK, Alice, do they have any idea how it began?
Tom, there have been reports of a blowtorch being left on at the site, but at this stage we don't know what the cause is. Fire and Emergency New Zealand will of course investigate that in the coming days, but for now the priority is just getting this fire out.
And a health warning has just gone out for people in the area. What's the concern?
There are fears that this smoke is toxic, and I can tell you it's pretty nasty. It gets in your eyes, it stings, and it gets into your throat, and that is the concern. The Auckland Regional Public Health Service is saying if you live or work in the CBD to shut your windows, to stay away from the smoke, and if you are experiencing shortness of breath or worsening asthma, to see your doctor.
We'll be crossing back live to Alice throughout the news hour for more updates. Thank you, Alice.
There are concerns the fire will have a serious economic impact on Auckland.
Even before the blaze, construction delays meant thousands of people who'd booked conferences were forced to shift venues. Michael Morrow reports.
The cranes above the convention centre have been a prominent sight in the Auckland skyline, but this has been a construction zone for much longer than anticipated.
To me, this is a major concern to the tourism and convention sector.
In February, a 6-month delay to its opening date was announced because aluminium panels, the same that burned in the Grenfell Tower disaster, needed to be removed. Even before today's blaze, thousands of delegates had to shift venues due to construction setbacks. They include the Asia-Pacific Ophthalmology meeting booked for 3,500 delegates, the World Vets Congress with 1,200 delegates, and the International Association for the Prevention of Blindness had a gathering planned with 2,000 people.
It's obviously going to hold up the construction still further, which is a worry because we have APEC and other events coming up. It's too early to tell how much of a setback this will be.
It will be hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, already, there's companies that are starting to look at bookings that they thought they had here and are testing other hotels and venues here in Auckland.
APEC in 2021 will be a massive event with thousands of international visitors. It's tipped as a once-in-20-year investment opportunity.
Well, it's a bit premature now, but as the concern of the government is that the fire gets put out as fast as possible, damage is assessed and the reconstruction continues.
Auckland Tourism says until it understands the true extent of the damage, it won't know exactly what impact it'll have on when work can resume and when it can open. Michael Morrow, Newshub.